Welcome to Citizens Platform. Purawesi Wedikkawa. We are at the chambers of Attorney at Law Mr. Elmore Perera, one of the most senior and respected lawyers in this country. We are here to meet Mr. Elmore Perera to discuss with him about the progress and the situation of the general elections on August 17, 2015. Sri Lanka is facing a general election which is of paramount importance. Mr. Elmore Perera will discuss with us how the voters should decide on whom to vote for. Our future is at stake. Chambers of Mr. Elmore Perera, one of the most senior and respected lawyers in this nation. He has always fought for good governance. He is the founder of CMOG, Citizens Movement for Good Governance. Today, we want to discuss with him how Citizens Platform can assist all the citizens of this country to decide on whom to vote for. We are at a crucial juncture and we need to make the correct decision. We want to tell the people facts, figures, discuss, give the citizens the opportunity to come and discuss with us in an open platform, the Citizens Platform. You are the jury, we are the lawyers to present the case on behalf of Sri Lanka. So, fellow citizens, we are going to meet Mr. Elmore Perera. The rest will unfold and you join us in the Citizens Platform.
Hi everyone. The purpose of this interview is to explain the motives behind our attempts to make the citizens of this country more aware of their responsibility in electing more suitable candidates to this at the next general election to represent them for the next 5 years. Now, it is pertinent to say that Article 3 of our Constitution provides very clearly that in the Republic of Sri Lanka, sovereignty is in the people, that is us, and is inalienable. Even if we want to give it to somebody, we can't. It's inalienable. Sovereignty includes the powers of government, fundamental rights, and the franchise. Then Article 4 goes on to say that this sovereignty of ours, which is supposed to be inalienable, shall be exercised and enjoyed in the following manner. A. The legislative power of the people shall be exercised by Parliament, consisting of elected representatives of the people and by the people at a referendum. So now we are concerned with the representatives that we are going to elect, who will in Parliament exercise this sovereignty of ours, which we are told is inalienable. Now, that is the whole purpose of this exercise, because unfortunately our experience has been that soon after we cast our ballots, we have lost our sovereignty wholesale. On many an occasion, I have drawn the attention of the Supreme Court to the fact that every morning when I wake up, I look for my inalienable sovereignty. I look behind the door, I look under the pillow, I look under the bed, but my sovereignty has vanished. Now, that is because the persons we have elected to exercise that sovereignty on our behalf have betrayed the trust that we have placed in them. Now, that is why it is absolutely important that we should, at this next election, elect people as our representatives, people who are more likely than not to carry out their functions in a manner that will be pleasing to us and not so much for their own behalf. Because our experience has been that the people we elect forget about the persons who elected them and then do things in Parliament, scratching each other's backs, looking after their own interests and doing things for their personal or group benefit. Now that is what we do not want to happen at this next election. And this time, more than ever before, people are conscious of the fact that they have this very important responsibility and that they have the power to cast their ballots for persons who are likely to act according to their will. Now, on March 12th, the President and all the leaders of leading parties have signed a declaration which is known as the March 12th Declaration. There it spells out what kind of candidate, that the qualities that a person who is nominated should have. But unfortunately, those promises, although the resolve to appoint, nominate people like that, have obviously been totally disregarded. We find that persons who, though not yet found guilty by courts of law, the people of this country know how much they have abused their powers, the powers that they got by virtue of being our representatives, by abusing those powers for their personal benefit and glorification. Now it is that is why it is very important, because the leaders of parties have failed us. They have nominated all kinds of people, and we are left with choosing between the persons who have now received nomination. Now that is why, that is the last chance that we will have to influence the result of this general election. And by that we mean what is going to happen in the next 5 years in this Parliament, but by the representatives whom we have elected. That is the long and the short of it. Now, this effort that we are starting is an effort to help the people of this country, all around the country, decide for themselves as to who they should elect. We are not propagating any particular party or group. What we want is that the persons who are elected as representatives of the people must be worthy of that trust. Now that is what we want, and that is what we are planning to do. We are hoping to get people countrywide to express their views as to what kind of persons they want as their representatives. Who they ultimately will mark their ballots for is a matter entirely left to them. We only want to help them understand and evaluate these people, the people they are going to vote for, in a more, if I may say, more efficient manner, that is, take into consideration not just one aspect of them, but consider all their aspects and put them together and then decide who after taking all these matters into consideration, who is the person they believe is most likely to act in their interest. That is the purpose of this exercise.